Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video, it's that time again. We are here to discuss the one, the only, the Old Firm. But before we get on with today's video, by the way, because it's absolutely jam-packed, a quick shout out to the channel sponsors, OneFootball. They are absolute legends. They're helping the channel out. So if you want a free footballing app, as always, the link for that is down there in the description below. And really, this time, I know I say it a lot, apologies for the green, especially this weekend. But let's just get on with the football then, shall we? And I don't care about the nonsense that comes from Twitter down south. It says, this derby's better, what about this derby? There's no derby that compares to Rangers and Celtic, so let's just get in with the opposition preview then, and it's obviously going to be Celtic Football Club. And if you watch these videos pretty regularly, you have heard me already talk about this Celtic team and how ruthless and how well they've been playing both in European football and in the league. But don't worry, I'm not just going to go and break down the exact same stats as I did for the Cup final preview. I'm not that desperate for the content, am I? But all joking on that aside, Celtic were obviously on a fantastic run of form, winning 11 matches in a row before that final. Now obviously they did get to 12, but that probably shouldn't have happened if the linesman knew what the offside flag was. But by hook or by crook, they found another way to win, and that's annoyingly a sign of a good football team. Now, just in case you're wondering if Celtic are still on that fantastic winning streak, nah, that was actually halted in the very next match versus Cluj, where they were beat 2-0 in a nothing game where it was pretty much a Celtic B squad, and Neil Lennon rested the entire starters because they'd already wrapped up the group, so wouldn't look too much into that. Since the loss from Cluj, they have bounced back with 4 wins on the trot, beating Aberdeen, they've beat Hibs, they've beat Hearts, and most recently St Mirren. So I think it's fair to say this Celtic team is still winning when it matters, annoyingly, but this game is going to be a little bit different because it's at Parkhead, and I've had so many questions over the last couple of days asking, when was the last time Celtic lost at Parkhead? Now, I don't know if this is 100% right, but again, I've done the research, so it's probably not right, but I'm pretty damn sure the last time Celtic lost at home is when they laid down to Aberdeen and allowed Aberdeen to jump ahead of Rangers and finish above them in the league. And before that, it was in 2015 versus Motherwell. So that's 2 losses since 2015, which isn't very good reading, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. But I would like to remind you, and why I'm feeling optimistic, is if you think of the last performance at Parkhead with Rangers, with the performance that we put in with 10 men versus 11 for pretty much the entirety of that match, because Morelos was sent off within the first 30 minutes. If we can channel that performance that we had with 10 men with 11 and cut out any stupid individual errors in the last 10 minutes, I think we can go into this game with some real confidence and some real belief, even with the ridiculous stat that they've only lost twice at home in the league since 2015. And before we finish up the Celtic preview, very briefly on the team news thing, just to keep this one short and sweet, Edouard is apparently fully fit and ready to start versus Rangers this time. And also Julian, how there's been some kind of talk online and stuff like that, maybe face some kind of action for a clear swipe at the face of the St Mirren attacker. There's been nothing done, there's been no action, nothing. The compliance officer hasn't even looked at it. She must have had a day off that day. That's pretty much it for the 2 biggest talking points regarding the team news this week. Julian won't face any action, and Edouard should be starting versus Rangers. And that's pretty much it for the old Celtic preview as well. They're still a very good footballing team who knows how to get a win, and especially at Parkhead where the record is pretty damn. And it's obviously not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. So with that being said, let's jump over and talk about what matters the most, and that is Rangers. And as always, we're going to start by jumping straight into the official Rangers press conference. Now again, we're going to do a short little recap, talk about 1 or 2 things, but if you'd like to see the entire thing, I will leave a link to that in the description below. Really suggest you do as well. I thought Connor Golson and the gaffer were spectacular in the way they handled some of the questions that was asked. It was definitely one you should watch rather than missing. But the first thing I would like to talk about is something that's I've heard, I've watched it, and it's just been in the back of my head. It was almost like a perfect thing that Gerrard said, and I just want to share it with you. And it was regarding the players' mindsets and how they should approach this game versus Celtic at Parkhead, and this is what he had to say. It is the last game before the break, nothing to save themselves for. Just go and empty the tank, and we'll see what we can take from the game, end quote. And I just love how simple and straight to the point it was. He's no bothered about records, he's no worried about what's gone on in seasons in the past. He doesn't care about Celtic's record at Parkhead. He sees this as an individual game. He believes in his players, and he even mentioned that they showed in a losing effort in that cup final that they can more than match this lot. So just look at it as a one single game and go ahead and just give absolutely everything, because he believes in you and he just wants the players to believe in themselves. Because let's not beat around the bush, this is still a massive game of football. Is it a title decider? I'm going to speak about that in the next couple of minutes and I want to know your thoughts and opinions. But before we go there, it is still a very, very big game. Now I still don't know why Celtic were given an extra game so they've got that 5-point advantage going on every single game. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand the reasoning for that. I don't know why that was done, but I'm pretty damn sure every single one of those Celtic players will be going into this game versus Rangers motivated to stretch that 5-point lead to an 8, because that is pretty damning, ladies and gentlemen. But on the other side of that, I'm hoping and I'm praying that these Rangers players are extra motivated to cut that 5 points to 2 with a game in hand, knowing that they'll be sitting at the top of the league if they handle their business. But let's just get to the question of the episode, because you knew it was coming. I just kind of told you about 30 seconds ago. Do you think that this game will decide where the title goes? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comments section below. While you guys are sharing your opinions, I will give you mine very, very briefly, and I'll keep it short. No, I genuinely don't think it does. And that's exactly what the gaffer said as well. Whether they win, lose or draw tomorrow, they are still going to be fighting tooth and nail to the very last whistle come the end of the season. And I just think about the way that we've had the run up in December, all these away games, that's got to flip round. We're going to get some nice home games, lads. That would be pretty damn decent to see as well. And I just think there's still so much football to be played, so I'm not trying to cop out and just say no, it's not a title decider. I genuinely don't think it is. I still think there's going to be a hell of a lot of twists and turns. I've said that before a ball was kicked this season, and I still believe that. But in saying all that, if I can have Rangers win more and then just win every other game this season, I'll take that as well. That'd be nice. And moving over to the last thing that we're going to be discussing in today's video that was actually asked directly to Connor Goldson. It was regarding the old ticket allocation and the atmosphere, or the lack of atmosphere, whether you're playing home or away, the usual stuff. I know there's a strong debate on that, and I know it's kind of always split in the comment section, so again I'll be interested to read what you have to say, whether or not they should increase or keep it the way it is regarding the atmosphere. However, Connor Goldson actually had a very interesting answer when asked about this. He says instead of worrying about the lack of atmosphere because there's only 800 Rangers fans there, he actually thinks of it as a good opportunity to silence the home crowd, the majority of the Celtic supporters, and get them to turn on their own team to make it a bit nervy, because he knows if they start right and things go their way, that will change the atmosphere in the stadium, and he relishes playing in that atmosphere. See that answer right there? Love it. And with that perfect answer from Connor Goldson, that's us all done and dusted for the press conference recap. Now we're going to turn our attention to the team news, and I've got a big smile on my face because we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Jones, Stephen Davis, everyone is fully fit and ready to rock. The only one who's not is obviously one we already know who's going to be on this list for the next 2 months at least, and that is big Philippe Helander, who has a unique foot injury. But I still consider that a win, and I still consider that a positive, because everyone else, even with the game that we just had versus Hatchet Men, we're good to go, and that's all you can ask for going into a game at Parkhead. But you know what comes now, ladies and gentlemen. The press conference, the preview, and the latest team news is wrapped up in a neat little bow. Now it's time to turn our attention to some prediction ons. Now you know a little bit more about the fixture and a lot more about the opposition. What do you think about this game versus Celtic at Parkhead? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there. While you guys are sharing yours, I will give you mine. I'm expecting it to be 1 goal separating both sides, as it usually is in this tie over the last year. And I'm swaying from one side to the other, but you may have noticed throughout today's video I had a big smile on my face, because I just feel like the old hoodoo at Parkhead is going to be over, and I'm going to back the boys to win. Now I'm thinking 1-0 or 2-1. I'm going to go with 2-1 because Celtic usually do score at home, so I'm going to go with Rangers 2, Celtic 1. My goal scorers are none other than Alfredo Morelos and Captain Tavernier, to silence what happened last year. And now that me and they have had their say, let's jump over to Twitter then and hear from the people. There's been 1,930 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 7% votes for Celtic, 10% votes for the draw, but the far and away winner with 83% of the vote is our Rangers away win. So let's see what the people's had to say. JMK writes in, tough game, but I think we will come out on top with Alfredo getting the goal. Thomas Lee writes in 1-0 to Rangers with Alfredo to score. Gary Stephen writes in 2-1 Morelos winner and celebrates by slapping his balls on Scott Brown's chin. Did not see that gone there, gonna be honest with you. Should proofread. Pistol7892 writes in, hopefully we'll play exactly like the cup final and take something. That would be nice. Come on the Rangers, got to be our day. We're due it. A scary 1-0. The goal coming from Morelos. Jude writes in, head says 1-1, but the heart says 2-1. I'm the exact same. Jude. Ian writes in, I can feel it. It's coming. 3-1 to the famous. Alfie with 2 and hit 30 for the season, and Barisic with a sweet free kick. I even think they will take the lead as well. Battle fever as well and truly on. Billy K writes in 3-1 to Rangers. Aribo Solist wonder goal and a beautiful Morelos brace. Love the way he wrote that there. Beautiful. Michael McDonald writes in 3-1 Barisic and a Morelos double. George Pope writes in 2-0 to Rangers, Alfredo and Stephen Davis. And the last one we'll read out in today's video. We'll scroll all the way down to the bottom and we'll stop it out there. And it comes from Rayner. Maybe it is. And he writes in 4-2 to Rangers. We're due an Old Firm Goal Fest. Tomorrow we set down a marker for 2020. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. But as always, I've been Sage992 and bye.